Hello again, and thank you once again for clicking on my face. You know I always love you for that. I appreciate you for that. Sometimes I forget to say it, but it's always true. I feel it in here. And before we get started, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Dr. Squatch. Dr. Squatch is a longtime sponsor of this channel because I'm a longtime user of their product. Dr. Squatch is changing the way men approach personal care with high-performance natural products that leave you smelling great, looking your best, feeling like a champion. Not only do they have shower soap, they have deodorant, beard oil. The scent is crushed pine, otherwise known as happiness in a bottle. Shampoo and conditioner, and yes, I do use the shampoo and conditioner as well as the soap. They have really convenient subscription plans with extra savings, so you just never run out. Because let's face it, most of us know that we've run out of something when we run out of something. And they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you're not satisfied with their product, you get your money back, no question. So click the link below and use promo code DSQJOHNS, and new customers get 20% off of your purchase of $20 or more. And thank you once again to Dr. Squatch for sponsoring this video. I do appreciate it. And now to quote a great, epic, badass hunter from history. I think he said it best when he said, I might be paraphrasing. So Prey is a Predator prequel, a film I put no stock in because what can I say? History has taught me. Prequel aside, history has taught me never to get excited for new Predator movies. Yeah, there have been some gems that have shined through before. I thought Predators was good. Predator 2 I like. I know it gets a lot of shit. I enjoy it. I went through my phase of thinking it was lame, and then as I aged, I just appreciated it for what it was. Those movies from that weird time where they brought everything to the city. I mean, Jason took Manhattan. As for the first movie, of course, it does go without say.
It was quite naturally perfect. It was a work of art.
But Prey takes place in the 1700s. It stars Amber Midthunder. She plays this young Native American girl. She's a total underdog. She's a great tracker, and she's like, there's something out here that's not a bear, and we all need to be prepared. And now she has to take on the Predator. Because it's an underdog story, a coming-of-age story. Coming-of-age stories, when they're executed well, I always enjoy those. Also, I like rooting for underdogs. This is a formula that works for me, I guess. Because this movie, it's like they finally recognized. They got it. This light bulb went off in their heads after decades. This movie takes it back to a big part of what made Predator great. And that's the scale of it. It's smaller scale. If you look at the original Predator, it's a few Marines in the jungle. Unbeknownst to them, there's a bigger badass in the trees. And they're being hunted, and they're like, we're not the apex predators on the planet right now. But it is smaller scale, and I appreciate the fact this movie did that. I don't know what the budget for this movie did. Whenever I say small scale, people always, they go on Box Office Mojo and start throwing the budget at me like, oh, it costs $100 million. It's not small scale. I'm not talking about budget. I'm talking about the scale of the film, how it feels, like the personal tone of the film itself. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is the film feels more personal. In a good way. Like the first one, you have the Predator, human beings, and nature. Which means actually for the first half an hour of this movie, it's character development. You're getting to know this girl, you're getting to know her and her brother, the relationship between the two, how other Comanche view her, some tension that might be there. There are a few moments of tension. A couple that have to do with the dog. She has her buddy, she has a dog with her, and I was like, anytime the dog was in peril or running from something, I'm like, oh, it's a Predator movie. Hopefully the Predator's like, not a threat. This thing I always liked about the Predator 2, which is still enacted here, that dude has a code of conduct. He has a rule of ethics. It's amazing what a code of conduct can do for a character. I think that's one of the reasons Predator is just stood the test of time, just as a creature, as a character in a movie. You want me to talk about the violence, don't you, you sadist? I know, it's so much fun. Yeah, the violence in this movie I thought was really satisfying, but not visually. Visually, I was like, why do they keep cutting away? Are they trying to go for PG-13? Because it's clearly not PG-13. It's clear that it's R, but sometimes it doesn't show everything happening. However, violence and creative kills, those are two different things. The two are not equal. This movie goes the creative kill route. And in that, some of these kills, they were just downright fun. Mortal Kombat fan for life, like super fan. Judge me from that lens. I'm saying some of these I was like, that is straight up, that's all the energy of a fatality right there. But where it's really satisfying was the sound design. The sound design made the kills. It actually made all the hits. It's that satisfying modern Mortal Kombat-esque sound design when something's getting ripped up, slashed, gutted, decapitated. It's amazing what sound design can do for a movie. And death. This is streaming on Hulu, so if you watch it with a badass pair of headphones, and you let me know how that is. And for more praise for Prey, there is a gripe that I have for a lot of movies where I say the movie's too long or drags on too long, could have trimmed 15 minutes off of it. Prey's about an hour and 40 minutes. That includes credits. I feel like this movie it's in the pocket. I don't know why movies seem afraid now to have a 90-minute good time. So I was like, no, it has to be at least 2 hours. Also, personal gripe. This is me, subjective, just personal bitching about things. The Predator creature design, it's like as the movies go on, doesn't matter when it takes place, past, present, future, whenever. It's like they're getting more and more monstrous. I like the simplicity of the original Predator design. I would love for them to bring that back, because that was perfect. I did like how this Predator in this movie, for a large portion of it, until he was like, all right, let's bring out the big guns, he just wanted to kill things with his hands. That's badass. Usually in Predator movies, they start breaking out the toys pretty early. This dude was like, nah, but, pummeling and kicking, that's fun. So I thought the Predator in this movie was kind of deliciously savage, and that was cool. There were some leaps I had to take. I'm not going to say they're not, but it's all about the last act of the movie. I can't talk about it here. I feel like that's why a lot of movies have their leaps in the last act. They're like, people can't talk about it without spoiling it. So there's that. But in short, I felt the end was just too easy. I didn't feel too much payoff with it. But regardless, for the most part, this movie, I thought it was solid. It was a solid good time. I liked the lead. I liked the underdog story. I liked the coming of age story. And I like the fact this movie celebrates what made Predator great while making its own story. It's its own movie in its own right. It's not like it just emulates the first Predator and that's that. I'll say it was a solid fun time. No alcohol required. And you don't have to drive to the movie theater. So gas prices, take that. In which case you have to pay for Hulu, but 1 month of Hulu is 1 gallon of gas. So there you go. All right, so Prey, have you seen it? Are you looking forward to it? Or what's your favorite Predator movie? I already said I like Predator 2. There's no need to hide anymore. Come to the comment section. It's safe here. It's okay. Whatever you think, comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.